Hey, welcome Bronze Age Heroes. Hopefully you enjoyed the new intro. Hopefully it played correctly. Looking forward to seeing what you guys have to say about that in the chat. But welcome to another episode of Late Night Comics. If you're catching on the rewind, thanks for joining. If you're watching live, I really appreciate you being here. In this episode, we're going to talk about some pretty cool stuff. We're going to go over the Image Workers Union. We're going to go over McFarlane's new TV ventures, and we're going to discuss CLZ and Go Collect a little bit, as well as do some unboxings. And of course we have super chat and all kinds of fun stuff we'll talk about. So thanks for coming in. If you're here, let's see who we got in the chat already, because I see some action already going on. We got Preston, who says bring the booty, which hopefully we'll do. I can't remember if I have a booty cover in this shipment, but knowing me, I probably did. We have, so hopefully we won't disappoint Preston. We have Simon in the chat. What's up, Simon? Thanks for coming in. Have a good evening too. Buddy's here. He's ready to do booty rock in the house. What's up, Buddy? Buddy was last week's super chat winner. So congratulations on that. Awesome. So that played correctly. There was audio and everything. I tried it out earlier, made sure it worked. You know, like I've said, I've tried to make this more and more like a late night show as we've gone along. So that's kind of my new intro there. Hopefully that worked okay. Just want to check in. Yeah, we got a few people in here. Okay, cool. So this is a super chat episode stream. Let me write down my start line here. So if you pay attention to, you know, my upcoming streams and all that stuff, you might notice that I have a an auction coming up on Friday. So because I have that auction coming up on Friday, I'm going to be taking some stuff I probably would have put into a super chat and probably trying to sell that instead. But I think I still got some cool stuff. So the first super chat prize, this is a signed copy. Oh, my new little light I have above my camera. Hopefully I look better, but it's going to put glare on these bags. This is She Sideblade Battle for Independence #1. This is signed. You can see the signature right there by William Tucci. So that's really cool. Has a COA from Comics Unlimited, which was in a shop in Oregon there, signed by the owner, Nick Hughes. So, you know, I mean, I guess you could say it's counterfeit or whatever, but I've bought a bunch of these and I feel really confident in it, that these are actually legit. So that's one of today's super chat prizes. And the next thing I have going on is a set of covers I really love. And these are the Wonder Girl #1 Kendrick Kunka covers. And if nothing else, they could be my booty cover of the week. There's the limited minimal trade dress. And there's the regular trade dress. And then the virgin black background variant there, which is just really cool. So those are the prizes for tonight, guys. Like I said, I am having that auction coming up. Hopefully you still want to support the channel. But I get it. It's a little bit lighter. You know, keep in mind, it's, you know, that set alone was like $60 at retail. And it's probably going to cost me a fair chunk of change to ship that out. Let me get caught up on the chat here. I got a couple super chats I will get to here in 1 second. So there was music. That's great. Yes, it's in Mylar. It may not be in Mylar when I ship it, considering how expensive Mylar is. We'll see how the super chat goes. Buddy did a $10 super chat. Hope every little bit helps. Been a good week for me. Hey, that's awesome, buddy. I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, it's been kind of a rough like month, I guess. A couple weeks for me. I've got some car stuff. I like probably some major car repairs. I got to take it into the shop. Hopefully Friday. Every shop in my area is like slammed. And this is like my car is like stalling when I go from an idle to like try to move forward. I almost got in an accident a few days ago coming back into town off the freeway. I kept going because I thought I was accelerating, kept going because the car died as I started accelerating, and everything stayed on the car. So I didn't really like hear that the engine was off, you know, because I wasn't giving it too much gas. And luckily I wasn't going that fast. Luckily there was no oncoming traffic because I was turning right and I went across the oncoming lane of travel. and it was scary. So I need to get that car fixed. That's our baby mobile too, with the car seat in it. So definitely scary stuff. I need to get that fixed. Probably going to be expensive. Not looking forward to it. So I do appreciate that, Betty. Every bit absolutely helps. And we've got Preston. Preston's in on She. Good luck, Preston. And I appreciate that as well. Thank you very much. In for $5. Absolutely, Johnny. Johnny's in the chat. Hey, Johnny, long time no see in virtual chat world. I appreciate you coming in. Thank you. Yeah, it's the thick is strong with Wonder Girl as drawn by Kanka there. We got Dude Junior Ryan saying, "What's up? What's up, Dude Junior Ryan? Welcome to the show. I appreciate you coming in. Love having everybody get in here." I was reading that like Perry White's Great Caesar's Ghost. Yeah, that's a pretty Great Gluteus Maximus. I was doing a little Doc Brown there, I guess, but still, you guys get the idea. So that's awesome. I appreciate everybody coming in here and listen to me yak about comic stuff. I kind of want to do the unboxings first. Hopefully that's okay. I kind of, go back and forth on what I want to do for unboxings, or if I want to do new stuff first. It's my wife's birthday, so say happy birthday to her. I don't think she'll be in the chat because she's at work right now. When she gets off work, I want to spend a little time with her, so it might be a little bit of a shorter stream. Usually I go about an hour and a half. Maybe this one will be like an hour. This is a very light box. It's only one comic book, so I guess that's not surprising. This is an eBay pickup. Money's really tight, and I ordered this a while ago. Actually, everything's taken forever to get to me. It's really weird. Things are taking like a really long time, and that's UPS. I have stuff from UPS. I have stuff from USPS and stuff from OnTrack. I don't think anything from FedEx. That's just taken forever. Oh God. Oh, this guy. This shipping here. So it's like in one of these boxes, not a comic box. You open it up, bubble wrap, not even bubble wrap, paper, tissue paper at that, and the comic book. Douchebag. Yeah, you're dreaming, bro. Okay, so anyways, you guys already saw what it is. Got a little Zartan action here. First Zartan, first full appearance of Zartan. I already had 24, but I wanted to get 25. So yeah, money's a little tight. I was going after some cheaper stuff that I still want to get a comic here and there. This I got, I was just watching eBay auctions, totally timed it right and got this. The note says, this is why I was kind of laughing. G.I. Joe number 25, July 1984, 9/8, $35 is the note on the back. That is, I did not pay $35 for this, and it is not a 9/8. I mean, just from like looking at it through the bag, I'd say it's like 9/4 at best, and I haven't even looked at it that well, which is fine. I wasn't going after a 9/8. This is just for my little run of like, I don't know if I'm going to do a whole run of G.I. Joe. I'd like to, but I think it's, crazy enough I'm doing the X-Men run. It's a little bit cheaper to go after G.I. Joe because I have all the major keys. I have 1 and I have 21 and I have 14 and 11 and 22 and I only have second prints of Snake Eyes Origin, come to think of it, but still. Anyways, douchebag eBay seller for that packaging job, and then writing 9/8 on the back. People people can just be wrong about grading 100%, but I don't know. I feel like that was stupid. Anyways, tell me how you really feel, right? It's been a rough week. I'm going to shoot from the hip. Simon says, happy birthday to my wife. Thank you very much. I'll make sure to pass on the birthday wishes. Same from you, Preston. I do appreciate that. You got a pizza. That would have been better. No, Zartan's always cool. Anything from the West Coast? Yeah. For me, it's Midwest too, I guess, because something from Wisconsin is taking forever to get here. A guy on Shortbox, like I know on eBay, there's a whole thing where if you order something, the incentive is for the seller to print the label and then ship it out whenever. But as soon as you print that label, it counts as shipped, right? So they have some time after that. On Shortbox, I don't know why this guy printed out the label on the 28th of October and has just been sitting on it since then, but whatever. Buddy, smiley faces. Yeah, I like this new chat thing I'm doing. Unfortunately, emoji still don't show up correctly. That sucks, but that's just how it is. Hey, we got Dude Junior Ryan doing a super chat. Hey, I appreciate it. Thank you very much. Let me make sure I get you on here. I do that thing. Do you ever watch GoldenEye, the James Bond movie? You know the thing where like the scientist like clicks the pen and like twirls it and he clicks it a certain number of times. Every time I pick up a pen that has a clicky, I always click it twice. I don't know why. It's a weird thing. And then I have to click it again usually. Let's see here. But hey, good luck on the giveaway, Dude Junior. I appreciate it. G.I. Joe is very collectible. Yeah, it's just one of those things where it's like I'm trying to have less comics, not more. One of the things I did when I sold my collection was try to thin out the collection a little bit. Oh, I need that caffeine. Oh, happy birthday, Mrs. Bronze. I love it. She's the copper age babe if you ever see her guys in here. Yeah, it's absolutely, yeah, 100%, man. 100%. The girl with the killer thighs. Oh yeah, from Onatop. That was Jean Grey, right? That was Famke Janssen from the X-Men movies, I want to say. Am I wrong on that? Might be wrong on that. Anyways, we got another unboxing to do. So yeah, anyways, that's the first one. How many times can I say anyways? Anyways, I really happy to have that. So that's cool. Next, we got a giant package from Economics and Comics. First time for everything, but people don't usually say a giant package from Economics and Comics, right? I hope Billy's watching. That was just for him. So this is one of those ones that came in the diamond box. I think it's because there's about 3 orders in here, I want to say. So I think that's what's going on. He went through Hell Week, basically, where he had, I don't even remember the number now, but like an insane number of comics. Whatever number I say, it'll be too low. Okay, and then we got an inner box. That might make this easier to unbox here. See, great packing from Billy. You got bubble wrap around the inner box. That's great. And a random backing board on the bottom. Or not a backing board, even a piece of cardboard. All right, let me get the tape on this and then I can get in here a little better. If you guys can even hear me still. Okie dokie. Yeah, this is going to be a pretty big shipment here, so this would be pretty fun. Let's see what I picked up. While I'm talking, I did open up my Discord server, guys. So if you're not part of my Discord server, I recommend checking it out. There's about like 10 of us in there so far. Hopefully it'll get bigger as time goes on. That's what she said. So if you want to see, like, I post things like pickups throughout the week or news things or just thoughts, or you want to get a little bit more of my craziness, that's a good place to go to get it. I think I forgot to paste the link in the description below. So I'm actually going to post that to the chat real fast. because I couldn't do that last week because I didn't have the invite link, which is silly, but I have it ready to go this week. A little bit of a lighter show today. A little bit of a lighter show. So if you have friends that aren't in here, go ahead and give them a buzz. Give them a buzz, guys. That's kind of funny. Man, it's so funny. I can do this from mobile. Why can I not do this from... Oh, there we go. There we go. So there's the link to the Discord, guys. If you do want to come join the fun, I'll definitely do some cool stuff in there. First up, oh yeah. You guys know I had to get that from the man himself, a little Tony Fleece. I want to say Fleeks, but I've heard Fleece, and now I feel weird. And like I said last time, I had to say his name. I feel weird because I met him in person. I was pretty sure I was pronouncing it wrong. But yeah, Army of Darkness, 1979. Little specialness there. The Jesco, this is Amazing Spider-Man 76. They had Hobgoblin on the last cover. Let's see where the sweet spot is. That's not too bad. But love the Jesco covers. I think I got all of them. I think this was Avengers. This is one of the Stormbreakers covers with the venomized She-Hulk. That's really cool. Za Collector's in school right now. So are you in a different country, Za Collector, or are you just in like an online class? And you're spending time with me because that's cool. Oh, that's awesome. Yeah, the Headless Horseman X-Men 4. Very cool. Speaking of She-Hulk, Avengers 49. She-Hulk Jesco. Marvel Masterpiece. I got 2 of those. Had a good feeling about that with the movie coming up. Darkhold Iron Man #1. That is the variant cover. Adi Granov. Ooh, you can see. Let's see a little bit of a tick there. Amazing Spider-Man 76. I think this is the A cover. And oh, that's cool. This is the Harley Quinn animated series, Eat Bang Kill Tour #2. Pillow Fight. Love it. And then I got I think the A cover too as well. This is, yeah. If I only got one comic this week, this was going to be it. I chased this card so hard when I was a kid. I want to say there's more in there, but they might be mixed up. Kazar, Lord of the Savages #2 variant. Love it. That's cool. And Iron Man 13 for the Jesco. Had to get all the Jescos. I think this is X-Men 4 Sunfire trading card variant. I'm a sucker for trading card variants, guys. X-Force 24. Got your Colossus Jesco. Oh, okay. Yeah, I mean it's still near mint, so I can't blame him for it. But this is the 1 in 25 Gun Honey that I was owed from buying a bunch of gun honeys. Oh hey, we got John Wick just joined into the Discord. That's awesome. Okay, that one looks a little bit better. Nubia and the Amazons, #1. That's cool. Yeah, okay, so I think these are a little mixed up, but there's Gunslinger Spawn, #1. Yeah, I don't think I picked up Chicken Devil. I don't think I did. House of Slaughter blank variant. That was lucky. That was the equivalent of dropping your toast butter side up. Just dropped the House of Slaughter blank variant. It just went right onto its backing board. The dangers of showing stuff off. Oh, that's some dopeness. This was, I don't remember if this was 1 in 10 or 1 in 15 red foil. House of Slaughter #1. And hey, SG, no sweat. We're just glad you're here. Glad you're here. Glad you're here. Another House of Slaughter #1. Got another one of those. And then a couple of the purple covers. Yeah, I pre-ordered a pretty big House of Slaughter bundle. And then the rest of the Gunslinger spawns. This is booth cover. More Gunslinger spawn. Choo 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 choo. It's funny. I actually just watched Dark Tower the other night. Don't do that. Don't do that. Kirkman McFarlane cover. Interesting. I know I've probably seen that before. I just don't remember it. Capullo cover. Doing my best on the glare, guys. Yeah, it's not any better over there. And oh, I don't remember. Is this like the? I don't remember who did this one. I don't recall. I'm sure chat will tell me. And then yeah, I got a second of the A cover. Oh, and then an extra of the Army of Darkness. Interesting. I don't remember getting another one of those, but there we go. And last but not least, Joker #8. But I think that's the different cover than what I ordered. Is that cover C by Bright? That's what I ordered. I'll have to check that out. Anyway, so that's our run of comics. No real contenders for booty cover of the week, so I think we're gonna have to make. Let's see how many people we have in here. I think that's the different cover than what I ordered. Accidentally clicked on the video. So I'll show off the Super Chat prize. We got a few more people in here. This is a signed copy of She Cyblade #1, The Battle for Independence. If you Super Chat, you get a chance to win this prize. It does have the COA signed by William Tucci. And then, since I didn't have a better booty cover in that order somehow, we'll make the Super Chat prize the booty cover of the week, which is appropriate because it's a pretty thick, good cover there. So you get the Virgin Wonder Girl Kunkka variant and the minimalist trade dress and the trade dress. And again, these were $60 at retail. So definitely some cool prizes. Let's get caught up with chat that I may have missed here. Yeah, no Chicken Devil. I don't know. I was trying to go lighter on comics, believe it or not. I hate it when I end up with like a set that I have to collect of like, you know, the Just Go covers or whatever. My pen may have finally died here. Are you kidding me? That's fun. Yeah, I think they're absolutely dope. Buddy back in for another $10. He's going after him or helping me out, or either way, I appreciate it. If Buddy wins, I can just combine his last prize with this. That would be handy. Of course, we'll do a random number generator. I'm not gonna be rude or weird. Let's see what else we can get caught up with here. 5-second roll. Gunslinger Spawn's pretty cool. I have a what is his first cameo? Is it 119? 116? I can't remember. I have it off at CGC right now. Yeah, I'll be looking forward to reading House of Slaughter. Is that good? Is that good, Sean? I'm glad you're here, by the way. Thank you for coming in. I absolutely appreciate that. So yeah, we got the super chat prizes. Showed off some comic books. Really excited about that Zartan. That's gonna be my bronze buy of the week. The red foil House of Slaughter is probably my second choice, but that Cyclops Jusco is life. I thought I ordered a few of those. Maybe I got a couple from Things from Another World too. I'll have to double check my orders when I add my stuff to CLZ, which brings us to our first item of nerd news. So I actually need to pull up the email, and I'm not like sharing the email I got, so I'm not gonna like do this on the screen, but I'll kind of read it from my phone. If you're not familiar with CLZ is the collector's app for entering comic books. Really handy. I've actually been meaning to do a video about it for some time because I had some hacks and tricks that are kind of irrelevant now, unfortunately, because of what I'm about to talk about, which really irritates me. Although it's not necessarily their fault, probably, although I don't know that for sure. So Alwyn from CLZ, who I think is the creator, emailed everybody. This was 6 days ago, right after I did my last live show, and said, I have some bad news for you guys today. Our agreement with Go Collect has ended. So in today's updates, all Go Collect related features have been removed. And it just describes which various updates are going to cause that to get removed for different devices, which means no more automatic comic values when you add comics and no more daily updates for values. We fully understand this is a shock and a disappointment for you all. Trust me, we are very disappointed too, maybe even more so than you are. In any case, we sincerely apologize for the sudden loss of functionality. Please read on below for possible ways to get compensated or refunded, which is nice. They do go over some ways to make that work, but I wanted to talk primarily about this part. They talk about how their agreement with Go Collect and how it ended. In May 2019, we first got in contact with Go Collect. At the time, they did not have an API for third-party access at all. So they quickly whipped up a temporary API for us, and we ended up coming to an agreement that CLZ could use that API for free for 1 year, or at least until they had set up a real paid API and third-party data licensing agreement. However, that new API and agreement did not materialize, not in 1 year, not in 2 years. Then in May 2021, Go Collect promised our new API and agreement would arrive early July 2021, after their new website was launched. Sadly, nothing happened in July or in August. No new Go Collect website, no new API, no new paid data agreement. Then suddenly, starting September 23rd, the number of daily value updates dropped from a few hundred to just a handful. And this is what I noticed. Normally, every night I would go in religiously, because it happened around midnight, and I would update my Go Collect values and see what changed. Now, the way it worked is it was always pulling slabbed values. So I had some like tricks and stuff I was doing to like kind of like suss out the value of what I thought I had in my collection. Even my raw books, I had them graded as if they were, I had them entered as if they were graded, without actually checking that they were slabbed. And then if I had them slabbed, I changed them over to slabbed, and they ended up in a different bucket. So I could look at all my slabs and all my raw books, and I could go through, see my values, And it was a good tool for, oh, hey, these comic books shot up in value. Maybe I should submit them. And I was really enjoying that functionality. On October 5th, this is going back to the email, GoCollect told us to let our users know that there may be service interruptions over the next several weeks as they migrated to their new platform. Okay, no problem. On October 13th, their statement changed to, the time investment in making the old API work is going to mean a longer lag than us focusing on getting the new site launched and the new API established. The estimated timeline for our new API is approximately 2 to 4 weeks. I look forward to discussing the partnership opportunity with CLZ next week. Okay. 2 days later, on October 15th, GoCollect dropped their bomb. This is quoting the email. They had changed their mind and there was not going to be a new paid API for third parties. They told us sorry, but we were welcome to use their upcoming free API when it becomes available, with zero ETA and without any details about what data the free API would contain. So according to CLZ, they had to make some tough decisions, either wait for the free API with no ATA and likely a chance that it would be too limited anyway, or bite the bullet and stop working with GoCollect completely. After serious discussions and deliberations, we decided to go with the latter. We decided to remove the GoCollect functionality. Just real fast, I'm going to get to that. That's kind of the heart of what I want to talk about, discuss. But I do want to describe, they did offer some options for getting compensated. You can contact them and they list email instructions. If you guys need these instructions for any reason and somehow you didn't get this email, let me know offline and I will get it to you, like the contact info. Option 1 is get 3 extra months for your current subscription for free as compensation. Option 2, get 3 free months for any of the other comic cataloging tools, like they have Comic Connect, for example, for free for 3 months. Option 3, get 3 free months for any other collectors.com cataloging tool for movies, books, music, and games. And then it lists instructions. And finally, they say, alternatively, if you find that the loss of the automatic comic values will make the app or software completely useless to you, you can cancel your entire subscription and they will refund you for the latest subscription payment. And then that will mean that you have to stop using the software, but you can just export your data. So I'm going to kind of just double check chat because I talked for a long time here. Make sure I get any, yes, absolutely. Oh, I guess I already read that one. The first 50 spawns back in the early 90s, then dropped it. I had a pull box and LCS, got married and quit. Yeah, I've heard that, been there. Yeah, I mean, you definitely can use eBay sold. I use eBay sold history for my raw comic values all the time because, again, CLZ was only providing graded comic values. So it was more of a tool of like, should I get this graded? And I would, by the way, I would not say GoCollect is the end all be all for comic pricing. I believe that their numbers can be off at times. They are old data, if nothing else. So that's something to remember as well. But I wasn't necessarily super thrilled either way with this decision. But yeah, that is absolutely a tool that I often use. I think eBay sold is probably one of your better bets as long as you take a good enough sample size. And like, you know, let's say there's 10 sold the last month, look at all those in their totality and then kind of go from there. But just so the part that strikes me as weird about this is that GoCollect was communicating with CLZ, and this is from CLZ's side. So maybe there's miscommunications. We're taking CLC at face value here for the moment. And they're saying that, like, you know, oh, hey, this is coming, you know, it's coming. Oh, we're going to do it a little bit differently, but it's still coming. And then 2 days later, just, nah, we're not going to do it. And that's just really crappy to string a company along like that. Now, granted, you know, it sounds like they weren't paying for their services. So there is that. And that's something that should be noted here. So they were using their services for free, but that stinks. And I'm not happy about that communication, that, you know, that's a good partnership in my mind that made me respect both services more. And now I have to kind of take that in consideration. The other part though is, so we had a tough decision. This is CLZ talking again. We had a tough decision to make: wait for the free API with no ETA and the likely chance that it would be too limited anyway. Okay. Or bite the bullet and stop working with Go Collect completely. I don't understand why they had to go that way. It sounds like they could have just waited. Um, I mean, they still might have needed to send out this communication mostly and just say, "Hey, we're working on this. They don't have an ETA. When it comes, we'll integrate it. Here's the options for compensation." But it sounds like they closed the door and moved on. And this kind of, when I was a hiring manager, this is kind of the thing that always struck me as a little odd. Not so much recently. This was years ago, because recently this would be very common. Somebody quit their job, and if you ask, hey, what caused you to quit that job, or what did you move on to, or whatever, however you'd want to phrase it, the answer, and this is, I hired a lot of younger teenagers. Like, I worked at movie theaters, and I worked at GameStop, and I worked at a trampoline park, and I was a hiring manager at all those places. And the answer of, well, I just quit so I could look for another job. It was always like, well, why didn't you get another job and then quit? And this kind of, and you can have your own thoughts about that, whatever. That doesn't really matter. But this reminds me of that mindset. Is like, we quit and now we're going to look for another solution. Why not just keep that door open and work on the other solution anyway? I don't get it. Get caught up here again. Sean says, I tried to use Cover Price, but they keep telling me my email I've used for 6 years is not valid. What? Yeah, Cover Price is, I don't know. Cover Price is probably the one I'm going to end up moving on to. I'm actually curious about that. Maybe I'll do a poll on my channel about, there's like Comic Price Guide, Cover Price. Go Collect now is mostly moved to like a paid service to see all of this. I mean, it has always been to see like all of the sales history and all that stuff. You've had to have paid membership, but now they just show you like a highlight of different grades, whereas they used to show you the price averaging for all grades. Za Collector says, I'm currently trying to hunt ASM 300. I saw Go Collect outdated information value the comic more than $100 to $300 compared to eBay sold history. Yeah, and that's because of the lag I was talking about. So Go Collect is about a month old. ASM 300 has been dropping because Venom 2 came out. It wasn't like it didn't light the world on fire. People liked it, but it wasn't like, the biggest movie ever. Plus the movie came out. That always happens when a movie comes out. The prices kind of start to plateau and then eventually drop a little bit. Carnage, ASM 361, same thing's happening. In fact, all Carnage keys for the most part, with one exception that was kind of funny, where I saw the second print was going for almost as much as the first print right now, which is ridiculous. But yeah, that's kind of to be expected with Go Collect having older data, and that's why I'm saying, like, that's the thing you have to be aware of with Go Collect. On top of the fact that, of course, none of these places are pulling all the data, right? Like, if I sell a comic book on Instagram, they're not picking that up and taking that into account. Of course, if I sell it on Craigslist or whatever, right? Let's see here. Hey, Pete. Pete says, how you doing? Hope you got a lot of candy on Halloweeny. A decent amount. My 3-year-old, we took her out trick-or-treating. We didn't do it last year. We trick-or-treated at our grocery store because of COVID, and we just, we weren't really having it. This year we were a little bit more selective about it. Took her to like a trick-or-treat walk at her school, and she did pretty good. And then we took her out to a few houses, and she kept wanting to do more and more and more. It was great. Like, she doesn't like candy. The first time she ate like one peanut butter cup like 6 months ago. and then she just kind of fell into candy pretty hard after Halloween, which is pretty great. Sean's been working hard. That's good, man. That's good. Comic Price Guide. Dude, I keep just reading halfway through. Dude Junior Ryan says he has the Comic Price Guide app. Prices aren't accurate, but can log my collection in it. See, if I could export from CLZ through like a CSV or something like that into another app, maybe I would do that. And that's one of the things I like about CLZ is I can always just take all my data and export it to, an Excel sheet or Google Sheets or whatever. And that's good. I like that. See if we picked up. We're up to 20 viewers. So I'm going to go over the super chat before I get into the next bit of news real fast, just because, it helps me out. We're currently at $30, so somebody's getting a steal on these Kendrick Kunka Wonder Girl variants. Start off with the banger right there. That's the Virgin variant. Absolutely fantastic on the dark cover there. Got the minimal trade dress and the trade dress. So you got the set of all three. I think that was a $60 set when it came out, I want to say. Wonder Girl's been doing pretty good, so can't imagine that's gone down. And then the other comic you're going to get is a signed She Cyblade, The Battle for Independence. Move that out of the way of the nerd news there. And that is signed by William Tucci right there, right across She's chest. And it does have a COA on the back if you're interested in that. This is a comic book shop in Oregon that had tons and tons and tons and tons of signings in Bend, Oregon. And yeah, they all had their COA. A shop in Vancouver called I Like Comics bought up all their stock at one point. So cool stuff. Yeah, nice to be young and Halloween. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, pirate skeleton. She was, skeleton pirate. Cool costume. She loved her little like pirate pistol, was a big hit with her. We had an eye patch for her, but between the mask and the hat and everything, we didn't want to overdo it. So thanks a lot, Preston. I appreciate it. Get you in there. Good luck on the Super Chat prize. Is it Blas Gutierrez asks, is the current ASM run worth it? I haven't read the current ASM run, so I'm sure some other people in chat can chime into you. Just as a general kind of reminder, I read digitally, which sounds weird, but I do have a young kid. I'm kind of with her all the time, sitting there and reading a comic book and like trying to make sure she doesn't jump up on me or whatever, or I have to drop it and kind of, go grab her or do whatever. Sucks. As far as like trying to do those two things at once. I love watching my daughter, but dealing with comics books around a toddler can be interesting. She loves them too. So because we have like some, I think I actually have them down here. Show you some of her comic books real fast. But the short of that is that I always buy digital, and I like reading digital. But she's got some Stranger Things and Stanley the Snowman. We read those together. She's got a Thor Journey into Mystery reprint as well, a facsimile. Anyways, that's neither here nor there. So I'll read on my tablet. I have a Samsung Galaxy Tab. I have like 500 comic books on it or more, and I just kind of read those, and I enjoy that. It's easier for binge reading. I like the Comixology guided view. So the downside is I'm always waiting for trades, essentially, because they release day and date with the actual trade paperback. And so I'm always behind all the runs. Like I read volume 3 of Something Is Killing the Children recently. And I read a lot of older stuff. I read a lot of older stuff just because I enjoy it and because it's always on sale. And then I read some select new stuff. Like I'm probably going to read House of Slaughter once I get caught up with Something Is Killing the Children pretty soon. So, but I'm not sure. I'm sure somebody can tell you. Yeah, I think they gave a lot in the trailers, and I also think there's probably not much there. I feel like it's probably it's probably mostly there. Yeah, that's kind of what I've been hearing too. And then Zach Collector saying mixed feelings. Yeah, it's a lot of people are celebrating Nick Spencer being done with the title, so that doesn't tell you that doesn't give me too much confidence. Getting cold out in Cali. Yeah, it was raining hard here. It's actually, by the way, there's a chance I could lose power. I live in the middle of nowhere, and we lose power at the drop of a dime. It's been a little windy, a little rainy today. A lot windy and a lot rainy today. So there's a really good chance of that. That's too bad, man. There's places to watch it online. You should definitely check it out. But yeah, I'll wait to watch the whole thing together. I just read the synopsis of what happened. So I'm gonna put up a spoiler on the screen that got put into chat. If you don't want to see it, then don't read it. If you do want to see it, read it right there. I won't read it out loud, but it's interesting. My kids saw it, wouldn't let him tell me about it and spoil it for me. Okay. Um, yeah. Well, it's already out, isn't it? Or is it just not shipped to you yet? I thought it was already out. Um, yeah, and I mean, you probably could throw in. Oh God, I'm blanking on the name of it right now. Substack. You could probably throw in Substack there too. By the way, welcome to the chat. I appreciate you coming in here. Kakita, am I pronouncing that correctly? Ask, what do you think of the current indie scene developing through avenues like Kickstarter, Indiegogo, and the direct access for popular creators to access fans? It's a good question. There's a lot there. I'm in favor of more paths for success for creators. Um, I haven't been personally, as a mostly Marvel fan, just being honest, I love the characters, I love the teams. I do love some indies. You know, Something Is Killing Children is my favorite series out there right now. For example, and you call it an indie, I guess, but it's not DC and Marvel. Is kind of more my point at this point. And there's been plenty of other indies I do like and do enjoy. But yeah, it's nothing has come out of that I'm super impressed with, but I am excited to see that space continue to grow. I've said for a long time, and it's something we're going to talk about in another segment coming up when I talk about images union forming. It's kind of related to this, is that we need to credit and give more to the creators and the people in the comic book industry to encourage them to keep doing what they want to do and to keep them invested in writing good stories for us and drawing good stories for us and giving us good comic books. We really need to support that as a community. And there's a lot of reasons why. One reason why is we want more people to get into comic books. I do. I want more people to get into comic books. So 20 years from now, there's people that want to buy my comic books, not just people my age that are getting out of the hobby or dying or whatever, right? So if you want to keep the whole like comic book speculation thing going or whatever you want to call it, that's one reason. But also just to have more people involved and loving the hobby. And that's super important. That's important because if you do that, you get those creators that are out there writing books or writing television or doing a lot of other different media involved in comic books, and you tell them there's money in this and there's people that want to do it. Indiegogo, Kickstarter are great ways to do that. And I think that I'm all in favor of that. It's a fantastic question, and I support it. I just haven't seen something that I have to read come out of it yet. And that's unfortunate, but I do hope that that changes over time. And then again, like I back the Lady Death Kickstarters from Coffin Comics. It's a little bit different thing there, even though it is technically along those lines. It's not necessarily like an original brand new IP that everybody's getting on board with and enjoys. That's kind of more what I see and what I think of when I think of that question. As far as direct access for popular creators to access fans, I'm taking that mostly as a separate question, not necessarily related to the Indiegogo and Kickstarter. So let me know if I'm reading that incorrectly, but just like say through Twitter or whatever. I think it's probably a double-edged sword is what I would say. I think a lot of fans are toxic, or they're the people that are going to contact somebody on Twitter are a very small demographic, generally speaking. And some of those people are going to be great. Some of those people are going to say awesome things to creators. Some of them are going to say terrible things to creators. It's either going to become an echo chamber for them, or they're going to hear a lot of stuff they don't like and they're going to maybe react to it. I don't know. Like it's something that sounds better than it probably is in practice, is kind of my 2 cents on that subject. So yeah, fantastic questions there. I really appreciate you asking those. I do got to recognize we got SG in the house coming in for the Super Chat prize. Thank you, SG. I'm going to get my pen to write a little bit more here. Oh my God. Don't laugh when you see my handwriting, because I'm like holding this pen together as I'm writing with it, and I don't want to go get up to go find another one. But hey, good luck on the super chat prize. I do appreciate that. Hopefully you win those Kanka Wonder Girls and that signed She and Cyblade William Tucci comic. Good luck, SG. J.O. Bauman says, I moved about 500 miles back in April 19, had a pull list in my old city, signed up for a pull list yesterday, and picked up my first new book in 2.5 years today. Hey, that's awesome. Welcome back into the fold of comic book collecting. I think most adult comic book collectors, not all, but most or half or whatever, have left comic book collecting at some point and gotten back into it. I refer to that as my dark times. I did that twice in my adult life, and I'm glad I'm back in. And I'm glad you're back in. So thanks for being back part of the community. What was the comic book that made you get back in? Was there one in particular, or what was the one that you were drawn to? Hey, cheers to you as well. I I have not seen the trailer for Morbius yet. I know that dropped. I've been super busy. I think he could be a good Morbius, but what I heard about that trailer, you don't care about spoilers and trailers, right? I haven't seen it. I've heard that people are confused as to what universe is taking place in based on the trailer, which I think is just because they're all merging, or they're all going to be interconnected at least. The multiverse of madness, guys. So I don't have an opinion yet on him as Morbius, although I think he would be a good one. Jared Leto's best role though so far, what was it? Dallas Buyers Club, Fight Club. I haven't really loved him in a lot of stuff recently. Okay. What's that cover look like? Is it going to be the same with like second printing on the inside, or is it going to be a different cover? Okay, cool. I guess I got to go watch this trailer. People seem to like it. Yeah, it's funny because I'm actually going back and I'm reading all the X-Men stuff. I'm kind of reading it in two chunks. I'm reading the original part of the Uncanny run. I think I'm on issue like 25. It's kind of like dense reading for like a modern comic book reader. It doesn't read anywhere near as fast, in my opinion, for me at least. I'm reading that, and then I'm kind of like jumping forward like 2 points in time, and I'm reading like the first few issues of Excalibur, kind of in that part of the run of the other X titles. So I'm kind of reading like the really early stuff, and I started reading at like the Phoenix Saga, and I kind of moved on from there, and I've kind of been working my way that way. So I've been rereading the X-Men stuff, and I agree. But there's so many good like I would read the old stuff. I wouldn't read the new stuff. I wouldn't be like, hey, jump into X-Men right now with all the Krakoa stuff going on and everything. That's just your opinion, man. No, I understand. I've got all my little filler words. I say guys a lot too, anyways, all that kind of stuff. It sucks. How's it going, K Titus? Welcome to the show. It's been kind of a rough day. But we're working on it. That would be interesting. I could dip some ink in it for sure. SG, I'd highlight your comment, but it won't really show up. A bunch of 4-leaf clovers. Yeah, it's not quite. I could kind of get it down to a point and sort of write with it, but it needs to be longer. I think my beard was down to like here the last time I grew out a beard. If I get it down to there, maybe we're talking. Hey, what's up, Perry? How's it going? Thanks for coming in, Perry. Perry Comics in the house. This guy Tom keeps telling me to buy his small box of random books with an exclusive that I never care for. Do you think it's worth it? Fuck no. No. I think it's never fucking worth it. I hate most mystery box, though. That's not necessarily like a special slam. My favorite mystery box to date was Very Gary's first mystery box. He did 100 of them. He showed you all 100 slabs before it went out. So you knew you were going to get one of those slabs. And he showed you like what every box was going to have. And there was like, you're either going to get this or you're going to get this, because it was like a 50-50 or whatever, for like a Turtles comic or a Usagi comic. And I liked that mystery box because I was cool with the slabs you put in there. And I tell the story. I got the #1 box. It was numbered #1 from that. And I got a Edge of Spider-Verse out of it. First Gwen Stacy, Spider-Gwen. Need to get to bed. Storm hitting here and could be called out when the winds hit. Absolutely, I get it. There's a storm going on here too. We're not too far away as it is geographically, or at least weatherologically, meteorologically. Have a good night. Have a good night. I made sure to say again for Sean. Yeah, I wouldn't, as far as this goes, I wouldn't do it. I see a lot of people post them. I don't think anything that comes out of there is really that cool. I don't really think most mystery boxes have something cool in it. The ones that I like the most are like what I was talking about. There's some people on Instagram, and I can't pull anybody off the top of my head, and I have never bought one, but they'll show you like, here's the 10 boxes. You're getting one of them. That's cool. I've bought a few mystery boxes. Like I bought a torpedo mystery box that it wasn't even a mystery box. It was just the comic that I ordered from it that I knew was going to be in there, which kind of was weird. So I'm not a fan of that. You went with Newburn by Chip Zdarsky. I'm a Canuck, and the premise of the plot, plus supporting a Canadian creator, was the perfect time to jump back in. I added 3 titles to start anew. Okay, so I got to ask. I think I asked you this in the last stream. I'm pretty sure you're wearing a Blazers hat. Maybe I'm wrong. Trailblazers hat. Are you in the Pacific Northwest? If that's the case, because I'm just curious. I am as well. Chip Zdarsky, I've actually been reading through the Daredevil run recently. Like I was saying, I get caught up with older comics, and I think it's a fantastic run. So can't go wrong with Chip Zdarsky. Okay, that's cool. That was a cool cover. Yeah, like a Venom variant. Like there's not 50 other Venom variants. I mean, if you like the cover, by all means, go for it. If you like the cover, that's totally fine. That's obviously your money. I'm getting really sick of all the exclusive variants, and like House of Slaughter, there was 50 fucking covers for that comic book. Venom 1, Hulk 1. Hulk 1's not as bad as Venom 1 from what I've seen so far. It's getting really old. It's getting really old. That's just me. Hey, what's up? What's up, guys? Go check out Hoodwood Comics over on Instagram. This is the man behind Hoodwood Comics over on Instagram. Really another good Instagram seller. Just got off work. Okay, well, you were working late. You were working late, and I imagine, unless you're in another country. I'm pretty sure you're in the United States. Gets the mail call box most of the time. I'm disappointed. That's what I see. People show them off, and I'm never impressed. Yeah, that's kind of my perspective on it too. I did think about doing not really a mystery box, but I had somebody ask me, "Hey, would you," and maybe he's in here. Would you send me a short box full of comics? And I was like, "What comics?" And he just said, "Whatever you got. I like the stuff you collect. Just send me a box of your comics." Because I'm trying to sell comics. And it's just really, I didn't find like a price that I was happy with doing that, because, with shipping, it's a very heavy box to do that. I didn't really think it was going to be a good idea, but, anyways, I thought about doing like those Gemini mailer boxes. I thought about doing those full of comic books if people wanted me to, like random stuff, with, like, and making sure to throw in like an exclusive cover or something like that, like an exclusive cover I've bought somewhere, like, a Spider-Man variant or one of those like Venom variants or a store exclusive cover or whatever. Thought about doing it, but I don't really like mystery boxes. But yeah, they did, and they backed into a win somehow. Yes, 100% Comic Journey. They are typically sucker bets. It's like gambling, going for the grand prizes. Yep. And the ones where the grand prize is like, a Hulk 181 or something like that. It all depends on your odds, but like always look at what the sellers, like if they're selling 100 boxes and they're selling it for $100 or whatever, think about what they're getting out of it versus the value of all those boxes. usually you'll find out that it's not what all it's cracked up to be. Yeah, 100% Perry. If you have fun getting those, go for it. Never let anybody tell you how to spend your money. But to me, I don't find them valuable. And yes, I would like. I'm trying to buy less modern comics because there's some modern comics that I think are safe bets for long term or future spec, and I am interested in doing that because I'm buying them for 30 to 40% off cover price or whatever. And that's cool. But other than that, I go after old comic books these days. Yeah, I hate variants. I mean, granted, there's some variants I truly enjoy. Like I like the art. If I'm buying a variant cover these days, it's because I like the art and I'm buying it for $250, $350 or whatever. And like, hey, for $2.50 or $3.50 or $5 or whatever it is, this is like a little piece of art that I love, that I can look at and admire. That's the kind of variant cover that I like. $30, $40 variant covers are terrible. Okay, cool. Right on. Right on. I have been to Vancouver, BC before, being in the Northwest. I took a really fun vacation there, but haven't gone back. I'd love to visit the area and check out some stuff up there. Yeah, exactly. 54. And then there's some secret variants, right? Like there probably was even more than that. TMNT last run of #1 over. Yeah, there's so many for that. I have like 3 or 4 of them because I'm a fucking idiot. I bought the very Gary Ryan Brown cover, so I thought they were cool, and I got one of them remarked and everything. Yeah. But yeah, well, actually, and the funny thing too is now there's TMNT #1 covers. There's like 6 that have come out over the last, or been on FOC over the last few weeks too, which is kind of crazy. Dude Junior Ryan's is very Gary is cool. Bought some 10-digit silver. Oh yeah, okay. So some like 10 through 19 or whatever. Silver X-Men's from him. That's cool. Yeah, he's had an X-Men or 2 book that I've looked at. I bought something bigger from him at one point too. Oh, I can't remember it now. Oh, I got a Star Wars Last Padawan #6 from him. Yeah, he's a good guy. He's always been nothing but nice to me. I feel like every issue of Department of Truth has a million. Yeah, they do, and some of them are. That's one of the few exceptions where I think some of them are actually pretty cool, but they definitely do. I don't even understand. I don't understand what that means. I don't care to get Butch the Cat Pokemon cards. I don't know anything about Pokemon. Torpedo sucks. Yep. I mean, I'll take your word for it. My experience with them wasn't great. I'll never do it again. My first mystery box I sold had Doorway to Nightmare 1 in it. Now I regret it. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, the variants and the store. It's mostly the store exclusives, I guess, that bother me more than the variants, but it's both. I've had some killer good luck with mystery live pulls. Don't do them often, but I've won some great stuff. Mystery live pulls. Is that like Whatnot? I've watched a couple Whatnot auctions, but I'm not really big on the platform. So if that is what that is, I don't really know how that goes. That to me, like I'm familiar with like a card break. You sell the pack, they break it live, and you get the cards that are in it or something like that for like sports cards and collectible cards, but not really familiar with that. So yeah, we are actually running later than I expected. Oh, he gives you Pokemon cards of his cat Butch in the mystery box. Really? Are they like fake Pokemon cards? Are they real? Does he have like some kind of partnership with Pokemon? I don't know. That's weird to me. I don't know. I like cats, but so I do want to talk about some other nerd news since we've been on the nerd news screen here for a minute. So the biggest thing I wanted to talk about, and I can still see chat the way I have this set up now. I can still see chat, which is awesome. Brad, I don't understand the Brazzers or Christian Mingle comment. Oh, but I want to. Sorry if I missed that. Oh, that's a great question, Jo. Do you remember the first comic you bought over cover price? Mine was Jungle Action 8 and 8.5 for $18 in 2006. I don't. You're just asking for a friend. I had to go back to that. I mean, I would say that I couldn't put up with a lot of people on Christian Mingle, but some of them are probably freaks in the sack. That's what I would say. Oh, hey, Ralph Rodriguez coming in. What's up, Bronze? Enjoying the feelings expressed about the ripoff little mystery Tom boxes. Shills will always be shills. Keep up the good stuff. Yeah, absolutely, Ralph. You know, I don't personally have an issue with the person. I do have issues with some of the practices. So you bet. Good luck on the Super Chat prize tonight, Ralph. I do wish all the Super Chat entries good luck. Brazzers has the more interesting content to me, personally. That's me. So I want to go over this real fast. This is something I brought up a little bit earlier, and this is a bleeding cool article. I actually wanted to talk about this one first, because that other one's a response to what I'm going to talk about. So this is workers at Image Comics form an unprecedented union. So basically, they took the words of the workers from the Image Comics, not just like the creators. They took let me see if I can get to this part where they mention that. Maybe that was in the other article. I heard they were inspired by Jim Valentino. Yes. Okay. They say they were inspired to take action after seeing Jim Valentino, one of the original founders of Image Comics, celebrate union accomplishments on social media. Guys in the chat, I realize unions are a little divisive for people, but let's try to take this through the lens of the comic book community and the comic book industry, if we can, in our discussions. So essentially, they wanted to express their concrete goals. I don't know why that doesn't actually go to the goals. I think this other article actually does have it. Here we go. This is why I had the other article up. They said that they have a lack of salary and workload transparency, low staff morale, and are overworked. And so these are the things that their union is hoping to stop: a lack of communication regarding publisher priorities, lack of procedures laid out for duties, new positions not opened up to current staff for the public, remote working opportunities being withdrawn, and a lack of compensation for supplies used when remote working, too many mistakes in production as a result of overwork, a lack of diversity in staff and management, and the publication of work by problematic creators, which is, to me, is the most interesting item on this list, the one you can unpack the most. But on paper, so the thing that this reminds me of, this last comment, the thing this reminds me of is Spotify employees and Joe Rogan. So I don't really know where they're coming at specifically with which creator they're probably referring to. I feel like a dummy because I probably should know, but I just am not registering what that is. But they they're forming Comic Book Workers United, and Bleeding Cool has reached out to them with questions, which is cool. Hopefully we get some answers on what those are. It's not Bleeding Cool though. But Image said, in response to this, Image has always believed in the fair and equitable treatment of staff and has always strived to support employees to the best of our company's ability with regard to their employment. Kind of the standard, it doesn't look like they're fully embracing this union. Let's put it that way. So I am interested in most of this. Number 9, the publication of work by problematic creators. especially when it comes to a company like Image. The way and the reason, talking about Jim Valentino founding Image, part of what Image was founded for was to give the creators their due, to make sure they got paid appropriately, and to make sure that in that idea, I think that most of these ideals go really well with what Image stands for or what it was founded on. So I think that's really cool. It's the publication of work by problematic creators that really sticks with me, because who defines what is problematic? Especially when you're talking about comic books as a creative property, and you're talking about essentially free speech. And of course, you're talking about a private venue, that kind of thing. So it's not as free speech protected as many people might think it is, but really it is at its core. I think that stories deserve to be told, even if they're questionable at times, and let the public decide whether or not that story has any merit and gets out there. So that's interesting to me. I would love to hear your guys' thoughts, especially on the publication work by problematic creators. That's the part that sticks out to me the most, for sure. Who defines that? Are you saying the union gets a vote on what gets published? And if enough of them say, "Yeah, we don't want this," then you guys don't publish it? That seems problematic to me. So I get it, though. I just don't know how you implement that in a constructive way. But not to bury the lead, the other 8 points here, I believe workers have legitimate rights to these issues as far as workers go. For the most part, let me make sure it's not something, a lack of salary and workload transparency. So to me, that says that maybe job descriptions don't align with what's being asked in that role. Sounds like they're overworked, according to them, which is you have to take that at face value to a certain extent. A lack of communication regarding publisher priorities. So again, when you talk about transparency, lack of communication, those are very frustrating things as an employee. Like, a lot of employees want to do a good job and they want to work hard. And if they can't be told how to do those things, then that's a problem. So I can understand that, and I can respect that. A lack of procedures laid out for duties, which goes with accountability. If I don't know what my job duties are and I don't have a clear job description, then how am I supposed to do it well? At least live up to the minimum requirement before exceeding expectations. New positions should not be opened up to current, or not currently open up to current staff before they're open up to the public. Like I'm very even on the promote from within, bring in new blood. So that's kind of whatever to me, but I understand it. Remote working opportunities being withdrawn. So if the remote work is working, then it should be left alone, in my opinion. Especially since, depending on your view on things, we're not exactly out of the woods. And also, it's just better for a lot of people. It saves a lot of commuting and all kinds of work-life balance stuff. If there's an issue with that role being remote work, then maybe they should change that role. Too many mistakes in production as a result of overwork. So that goes back to number 2, low staff morale and overwork. And a lack of diversity in staff and management, which is a charged issue as well for a lot of people. But the if the implication there, which is pretty strong, is that their minorities are being discriminated against for hiring, then that's a problem. Should be even hiring at the very least, and representative of the community as a whole that they're in my opinion. But that's something that people have different opinions on. So this is interesting stuff. But I do think it goes along with the idea that I'd love to see comic book companies and creators take care of their staff, and see the comic book companies take care of their creators. Image is a little bit different case scenario for that, because it's, the creators are essentially kind of publishing in almost like a co-op in a way.
Well, so let me kind of get to some of the comments here. I'm fine with all but number 9. Yeah, that's kind of where I'm at. Eight a little is. I mean, I'm fine with it on paper, but it depends on what happens. And 9 is troublesome. Dude Junior Ryan says if they do form a union, they will no longer be a $2.99 comic. Todd seems to take excellent care of his employees and gives them creative license more than other companies. Well, it sounds like some of his employees are involved in this. So, I mean, sounds like, as far as I can understand this, it sounds like Image employees. I don't know if every single Image employee has joined this union. I mean, it sounds like this is a developing story still. Bleeding Cool is reaching out for further comments and questions. So I don't want to jump the gun. But yeah, so I think there's a lot to go on here, but a $2.99 comic, I mean, they're not asking for, I mean, they say a lack of salary and workload transparency. I could read that as a lack of salary and workload transparency, or a lack of salary and workload transparency, meaning what am I supposed to do for the money I'm being paid? So I think that doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be more expensive for Image. It probably will have some extra costs associated with it, but I don't know that I can say for sure that's what that means. People jump to that reaction when it comes to unions in general, sometimes fairly so, by the way. Does often happen, but I do think that based on what I'm seeing here, I don't necessarily think that we're going to be looking at raised prices because of this. Yeah, as far as I know, it's just Spawn 2, and it's I believe the Spawn universe titles. I believe they're still $2.99. I don't know if that's true for all of them, and by the, I think it's only if they're standard comic. I think some of the other ones are still maybe a little bit more. I'm not going to dig through that pile of comics to check on Gunslinger, but maybe I am. Maybe I am. Was Gunslinger still $2.99? Gunslinger was $5.99. It looks like. So yeah, they're definitely not all $2.99. Hey, what's up, Michael? How's it going? Does the Vulcan salute? So where I come from on this issue is just that I think that in general, it'll be interesting to see how this develops. I'm all in favor of more rights for people in the comic book industry in general. There's good ways and bad ways to execute that. I'm not saying this is necessarily a good way to execute it, but I am curious to see where this goes. I think this is interesting ground we're treading on here. That's kind of my thoughts on it. Yeah, so, I mean, I buy some of their comics. This also does come hot on the heels, and it should be mentioned that there's not really probably too much correlation on this, but it does come right hot on the heels of finding out that Image isn't doing any more second prints. Now, it could be when they say too many mistakes in production as a result of overwork and low staff morale and overwork, could be that they're partially eliminating those second prints to prevent some of that overwork as well as supply chain reasons. But I am inferring that. I'm not saying there's an actual correlation there. So speaking of Todd McFarlane, I wish I could find a better story for this. Sir Todd, Mr. McFarlane has announced that he's going to launch 2 new TV series. He's going to launch a dedicated television and development production arm of McFarlane Films, the video component of his entertainment empire, which is better known for comic books and toys, through McFarlane Films, which has a first look television deal with production house Whip. McFarlane and his president of television, Sean Canino, identify and develop new emerging talent, creator-owned properties, independent brands, stories, and characters. It's starting with a pair of new series that McFarlane Films is putting in development right now from established talent fronting them. This is an addition to the long in development TV adaptation of Sam and Twitch, which McFarlane says is still in the works, even as these other projects are moving forward. The slate includes projects from Thomas Lennon, who's he's like probably the most famous face of Reno 911. The writer of Night at the Museum, Anders Waderman, who adapted Beartown and created Paramount Plus's Interrogation. So yeah, basically the short and long of this is that McFarlane Empire is expanding. So I think this is really cool. You know, people jumped automatically to like the Spawn movie from this. I don't know that this is probably just seems more like diversification of the McFarlane brand to me, which I think is neat. So that's basically where I'm at with that one. It's just kind of a cool bit of news that I wanted to talk about. And hopefully people are energized about the McFarlane brand. So, oops. Sorry about that. That's a little quirk. I forgot to turn that off. You gotta see my new intro for a second time there, for a quarter second. Well, I mean, but prices go up doesn't necessarily mean in price for consumer. Their cost will go up, and maybe it will. Maybe it will. But I think Todd has the point. Todd has the ability to keep that $2.99 price point. Would be my guess, and he's the only one offering it as far as I know. This is actually, so when it comes to the paper shortage, this is where I see prices going up, and I think we're just now seeing the beginning. I mean, there was like 70 comics from Marvel that were delayed recently, and you know, I think that's just the tip of the iceberg, the tip of the spear, if you will, for what we're seeing with supply chain shortages as it affects comics. It's not just paper; it's ink too, by the way. And you know, they point at labor shortages. I don't know how much of it really is labor shortages with comic books, but they say it is. So it's interesting. Gloria says, wish they would finish the HBO animated series of Spawn from back in the day. It's such a cool cartoon. I'm going to tell my quick story about this. The one time that I met Todd McFarlane was at a GameStop store managers convention. He was there doing a signing. I was a GameStop store manager. It was in Las Vegas, and there was a huge line. I kept kind of waiting, and I snuck in after they closed the line because I'm a dick. I don't know. I snuck in, and I had him sign my Spawn #1, and that was the first thing I had him sign. He signed it in green marker. It was really cool, and that was my childhood copy of Spawn #1. I didn't, and this was like in 2007 probably. When Spawn #1 was worth absolutely nothing. And he said, I must have signed 1 million of these. We talked about that. We talked about home run baseballs and that kind of stuff because I'm a Mark McGwire fan, or I was when I was a kid. I was a big Mark McGwire fan. Before the home run derby, I was a fan of him back in the A's days. So we talked about that. And then, you know, he said, I must have signed 1 million of these, and he signs it. And I laid down, and boy, I wish I had an ASM 300 or something. I mean, it wouldn't have been witnessed or anything, but whatever. Then I slid in a copy of Spawn Season 1 DVD and had him sign that as well. And I don't know if he's just being nice to me or if he's being serious. He's like, I don't think I've ever signed one of these. And that was like my most memorable and fun moment with Todd McFarlane. He was a great guy. Great guy. Jo says, I'm huge into bourbon and scotch. The spec market and secondary market for both are on the verge of collapsing, except for heavy hitters. Any possibility in 10 to 15 years, the same for comics and media. The spec market and secondary market for both are on the verge of collapsing, except for heavy hitters. Interesting. I didn't know that was going on, Jo. So, by the way, since I've kind of gotten into bourbon recently. What's your favorite? Like, what are some of your favorite bourbons of choice? I'm curious. I was drinking some Four Roses. I'm not saying that's the best or whatever, but it's just what I grabbed. I was trying to get into some bourbon. I'm not a big drinker, but if I do drink, I want to drink some nicer stuff, but I don't want to spend ungodly amounts of money. So I'm curious what your opinions are. So I didn't know anything like that. The spec market and secondary market for both. So is it the over specking and or is it like a lack of speculators now? But if it's overspecking, are they buying up all the old stock or something? Is that what's happening? I'm very unfamiliar with that. But to answer your question, is there a possibility that happens 10 to 15 years for comics and media? Yeah, there's a possibility. I mean, the speculation market could crash, I'd say, as early as 6 months from now. I don't know if it would crash to like the levels that everybody's thinking about by like, like, oh, it's like the 90s and comics aren't popular for another 15 or 20 years. I think there's going to be some people that are still heavily invested. So if this hypothetical scenario passes, I think there's going to be some people that are still heavily invested in comic books, and prices would go down a little bit. And I think people that were like hesitant would dive back in, would be my guess. So I think like it would become a more more competitive in a way on those hotter books. People would be snatching them up, but I think that could easily happen. I think there's with all the shortages coming, I think this could really affect the world economy. We've already seen effects, but I think it could spiral. It's possible, especially with a lot of people not working or choosing not to work. So those things actually do kind of worry me. Manny says, if cost goes up naturally, the consumer picks it. Yeah, I get it. But what I'm saying is I don't think the cost is going to go up as much as people think. It could. It certainly could go up to some levels where it would affect the consumer. But I think that, again, some of the stuff they're asking for, most of the stuff they're asking for has nothing to do with cost. And yeah, I mean, we'll just have to agree to disagree on that. I'm saying it definitely could happen. I'm just saying it's not a guarantee that it'll happen. Manny says he met Todd at SDCC and he's one cool cat. Signed a few books, ASM 298, 299, and Hulk 344. Nice. Funny enough, Todd didn't even remember doing the cover for Hulk 344. That is pretty funny. Yeah, I actually have ASM 298 signed by Todd and by McLeod as well. So it's a book I actually would love to resubmit and get cleaned and pressed because it definitely would benefit. It would get a bump. But yeah, it's a great comic book and good luck. Congratulations on the signings. So Jo, I'm curious about this bourbon thing. Oversaturation in the market. Angel's Envy, if you can get it for within $20 of MSRP, or maybe try for Four Roses single barrel. Okay, interesting. Cool. So last thing, I'm gonna one last little kind of hurrah here on the super chat, guys, and then we'll do the giveaway. These comics will probably ship out Monday. Again, I am doing a live auction on Friday. I hope you all can come and participate. I'm going to start at 3 p.m. Pacific time, so 6 p.m. Eastern. First comic in the giveaway. Now, if you want to win these, I would do it now. There's a little bit of a lag here, but I'm going to go do the drawing after this. She Sideblade Battle for Independence. This is signed by William Tucci, and it does have a COA, which I've shown off a few times. But good comic book. It's in really good shape. Probably like 9.4, 9.6. For a raw comic, it's probably been sitting in a long box for 30 years, 25 years. And then we got a Wonder Girl Kunkka set. This sold for like $60 when it first came out. Got the trade. You have the minimal, and you have the Virgin variant. And guys, this was my booty cover of the week. It was the week it came out as well. So, if you're a fan of the channel, you like that kind of content, that's something to keep in mind. The other thing I did want to mention, get rid of my other thing here. The other thing I did want to mention real fast is I did unlock channel memberships. There's some pretty cool perks and bonuses, custom emoji you get access to. You get badges next to your name in the chat as well. So you can start for as little as $2.99 a month. If you sign up for this during the show, let me know, because I will add you into the super chat giveaway. You can also do $9.99 a month. That is just going directly into supporting the production of my show and my YouTube stuff here. Like I said, it's been kind of a rough week for me. I've had a lot of stuff going on. I know there's been kind of light on content. I will be working on getting more content recorded and out next week. I'm going to try to kind of backlog some videos that I can have coming out. But I do like to deliver quality content to you guys, not just push out videos just for whatever. I like to have something to say in my videos. So that's something to keep in mind. Let's see here. Kikita says it's awesome to be able to listen and participate in an online discussion about comics that isn't solely about record auction prices. Excellent forum. Keep up the good work. Thanks. I don't talk about that stuff as much because there's a lot of people that cover it. There's like you're saying, there's a lot of people that cover that stuff. you know, it's not to say I'll never talk about it. I do have a video about a record breaking auction that I did because it was cool news when it came out. It was null related, and it was kind of after the null stuff died out, and I thought it was neat. So I did a video about that, and I would probably consider talking about it. One thing I will be doing, I'll kind of announce it here. You guys get kind of an inside track into this. So I do my top 5 not to buy. I do this about every 2 weeks. I don't know if I'm going to do it at 3 months or 6 months, but I'm going to do follow-ups on those videos. Maybe I'll do 3 and 6 months. Maybe. We'll see what it's like. But I want to hold myself accountable for what those things are. So that's just something to consider. You know, I'll be doing that. I'm interested in feedback about that. You guys can join the Discord as well if you want to. You know, have conversations with me about that. I'll throw in the link again to my Discord into the chat, so you guys can feel free to join. Eventually, there's going to be like a private channel in there with like the whole membership thing. But the whole Discord itself is open. It's a group. You guys can join in. You know, participate. You can share your content. You can share your comic book pickups. If you want to show off booty covers like I do, there's a spot for that, kind of like, you know, not safe for work kind of sharing, that kind of stuff, like, you know, sexy art and stuff like that, cosplay, whatever. And then there's also just, you know, discussion about news and talking about CGC submissions and all that kind of stuff. And I kind of give you guys a fast forward track into what I'm doing and what's going on. So and then, yeah, I'd love to have conversations in there and talk about, like, you know, content ideas. If you guys want to help kind of with some of that stuff, that'd be great. So that's a good thing to do as well. Dude, Junior Ryan says, I quit buying comic books after the Age of Apocalypse story in the 90s. After that, the stories started to suck and the prices kept going up. I didn't get back until 2018. Interesting. Yeah. I remember I pre-ordered the entire Age of Apocalypse, every issue, through was it, I don't think it was Entertainment Earth. I'm trying to remember who would have done that back then. Maybe Dynamic Forces. I love that storyline, and I kept reading until about I probably finished at the end of Grant Morrison. Yeah, I think actually that was it. The end of Grant Morrison's New X-Men run. I pieced out. I think that was it. And then I picked it back up again in like the early days of The Walking Dead, the comic book, not the show, was years off at that point. And collected comic books for a few years, stopped again. I can't remember where I stopped there. Maybe around issue 100 of Walking Dead. And then I stopped, sold off pretty much all my comic books, like thousands of comic books, like 15, 16 long boxes worth of comic books, probably thereabouts. And for way too little money, right before comic books started to become a big thing again. And a lot of cool comic books were in there. Star Wars Heir to the Empire #1 was in there in like high grade, I think it was a newsstand. First Gore the God Butcher was in there. Yeah, a lot of stuff. And now I'm back in, but yeah, they're not cheap. They're a luxury item for sure. Awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed this. I know a lot of people do. I'm thinking about doing another one. I always want to have something to say in those videos. Like, I don't want to just be like, here's the top 5 comics, don't buy them. Because I could do that. That's kind of the gist of the video, but I like to pick ones that I have a reason to talk about. And I also like to just not pick on Key Collector Hot 20 and CBSI, and you know, Bryce does those as well. And there's a few people there's a bunch of people that do them. I try to like spread it around, and I even hit up some of the obscure, you know, top 5 to invest in kind of lists too, and check those out and talk about their stuff. Jo says you recently read the Batman hardcover of Steve Englehart's contributions to Batman titles from the 70s and to the 90s to the 2000s. The Bronze Age stuff was genius. The 90s stuff was awful. And yeah, I just read which I think it was late 90s, right? I read the whole No Man's Land thing because I recommended to me by somebody. It was somebody who read it at the time. Like, it's cool. And the overall story was cool, but man, the like page to page writing was just, and not even just the writing, the art was just terrible. Late 90s comic art was bad. I mean, you know, everybody was off doing Independence and Image and stuff like that. All the really cool creators, it seemed like. Not all. There's exceptions, but yeah, it was pretty bad. Okay, so let's you know, I gave everybody a chance to do super chat. I think I missed one here. I want to highlight Preston. Make sure he gets in here. Thanks again, Preston. Get you in. Next week we'll feature a new pen. Oh fuck! It's been a week. Preston. Okay, guys. So I'm basically giving free shipping and a little bit more on these. So, oh god, yes. Just I can vividly see that comment, Jo. That the digital coloring. There was some good digital coloring, like in like Wildstorm and some other the image stuff, but yeah, the oh fuck, some of it was terrible. And some of the early lettering, some of the early like computerized digital lettering was pretty bad too. So, but oh boy. Let me get this set up here. Still one last chance to get your super chats in if you want to. If you don't, I totally get it, guys. I totally get it. So I'm going to give it about 10, 15 seconds just in case somebody went through with lag. I don't want to miss anybody that came in at the last second. So we'll do that. And yeah, just final reminders, go check out the Discord, be part of my live auction. Even if you just want to come and chat, there'll be a super chat prize for that as well. If you have requests between now and then of stuff you'd like to see in the auction, let me know. I'm going to go, if you've been part of my previous auctions, I'm going to go a lot faster this time. I'm going to just have like a couple short boxes of raw comics and one box of slabs ready to go. I'm going to put them up, show you what they are. I'm going to have a bigger screen showing you what they are, and me like a little thing in the corner, kind of like I do when I do the read over on the news. And it'll go up for 2 minutes. If nobody bids, we move on. And I don't come back to that lot unless somebody specifically requests that I go back to it. I'm not taking any requests during the auction. I'm just going to move. So, oops. Oh, why can I not see the little select button there? Gotta make my window bigger. Oh, can I not highlight this one? Oh, it was just too long. Okay, there we go. It was just too long. That's what she said. Manny loved my top hottest comics to invest in now. Straight boss. Yeah, that was an interesting video. And I think a lot of people probably didn't watch it because it's if you watch the video, it's definitely not something I would do, right? And I think a lot of people were like, what the fuck? And I had to play it straight. I'm thinking about changing the title now. So maybe people are more interested in watching it, like something kind of basically letting you know there's a twist to it, because it's not the top hottest 10 comics to buy. So we got MB Comer in here with a $5 super chat. He loves the videos. Thanks a lot. I appreciate it. I love when people watch. I do this for you guys. I'm not even kidding. Like I started off doing it because I needed an outlet during the whole lockdown thing, and I needed to be kind of creative. And I wanted to talk about comic books. I still want to, but it's people that watch these videos that keep me doing it. So I do appreciate that. Okay. So that was the last one. And we can get rid of nerd news because we're not doing that. So we got 1 through 55, which matches up to the number of super chat donations that I've got for this episode. There's a number 10 here that you see. I'm going to hit this generate button 3 times because the bronze Age of Comics was the 3rd Age of Comics. So I'll hit that number, random number generator, generate button 3 times. The number that appears here on the 3rd time is the winner. And I'll show you on my sheet who the winner was. Oh, we got K-pop in the house. K-pop, what's up? What's up? You came in at the end. I just wanted to say, make sure I highlighted your comment there. I appreciate you coming in. I appreciate you spreading the word too. Absolutely. Thank you very much. That's awesome. So we have let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 people entered into the super chat giveaway. Good luck. I hope you all win that thick booty Wonder Girl cover set, and good luck on the She side blade. So let's go. We got 1, 2, 3, and the winner is number 38. And that's somebody who's been a long time fan and supporter of the show. In fact, most of the people that super chatted have, and then again, maybe a lot of you have and you're not even commenting, and that's fine too. I'll hide last week's here, but the winner is SG. SG, you are the winner. Good, your good luck paid off, and you win the set of comic books. I already have your address, so that's really convenient. So congratulations, and thanks to everybody that donated as part of the super chat giveaway. K-pop says that she is recovering from partying way too hard. Well, luckily I don't yell and scream and talk too loud, so you should be nursing that hangover just fine here. Hubba hubba indeed, K-pop. There's what SG just won is the set of these covers. There's 3 of them, and I mean, you know, I think by far the Virgin black background is the best. And yeah, I know you're a fan of 90s Goodness, so I'll show this off too. She side blade, signed by Bill Tucci there, so that's pretty cool. Yeah, congratulations, SG. That's awesome. I'm glad you won. That's fantastic. No, thank you. Thanks everybody for super chatting. It really helps right now. Just know that normally I say it's going to go to the production value and it's going to help me making these videos and all that stuff. This time it's going to go to fixing my car. So I really do appreciate it. Final reminder on everything, guys. Live auction on Friday. You can become a channel member by being either a $2.99 a monther or a $9.99 a monther. You get access to some special perks like emojis and badges. In addition to that, there is also the Discord that you can join as well. And I will paste that link in there one more time. So good luck on everything there. And thanks again for all the support. I really do appreciate it. If you're watching on the rewind, thank you for making it this far, listening to me ramble for more than an hour and a half now about comic books and news and talk about everything. I really love it, guys and gals. And thank you so much. So got to get my end button ready to go here. We will be ending in a second. 165 playbacks on this video before we bumped out of here. So that's really awesome. And I definitely appreciate that. I appreciate all of you guys being in here. And I want to remind you, as always, hey. Read comics every day. Have a good week, everybody. I'll see you Friday and on next week's Light Night Comics with Bronze Age Nerd. Have a wonderful night and have a great weekend.